Let me ask you something. Have you ever gone out for a simple walk, maybe just around the block or to the mailbox, and felt that awful soreness in your feet afterward? Maybe you brushed it off, thinking, that's just part of getting older. Maybe you sat down, rubbed your feet a little, and told yourself, it's normal, everybody feels like this at my age. But what if I told you it's not normal? What if I told you, the very shoes you're trusting to carry you through your day, the shoes sitting quietly by your door, the ones you slip on without a second thought every morning, might actually be stealing your freedom, one painful step at a time? It sounds dramatic, I know. But the truth is, most seniors don't lose their mobility because they get too old. They lose it because of slow, sneaky damage that starts at their feet. And the saddest part? It's often 100% preventable. You see, your feet aren't just some part of your body you can ignore. They're the foundation of your independence. The gateway to your freedom. When your feet are hurting, when they're unstable, when they're weak, your world gets smaller. Trips to the store. Walks with your grandchildren. Even just moving safely around your own home. All of it becomes harder, scarier, sometimes even impossible. And it doesn't happen overnight. It starts with tiny cracks in the foundation, little choices that feel harmless, but add up over time. Like slipping into the wrong pair of shoes, day after day, year after year. Until one day, you realize you're not as steady as you used to be. Not as confident stepping off a curb. Not as eager to get outside and live. But here's the good news, it's never too late to change course. Today, we're going to shine a light on 6 deadly footwear choices that could be robbing you of your golden years without you even knowing it. And even better, I'm going to show you 3 life-changing solutions that can bring you comfort, safety, and freedom again. So, if you believe your later years should be filled with adventure, not foot pain and fear, go ahead and comment, "Happy Feet," down below. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, because here at Elderly Wisdom Guide, we're all about helping you live better, longer, and stronger. Alright, ready to take that first powerful step toward a healthier, more joyful life? Let's dive in. Now, let's start with one of the biggest silent culprits out there. High-heeled shoes. You might be thinking, oh, I don't wear those anymore. Or maybe you think, a tiny heel can't do much harm, right? But hold on a moment. Because what you're about to hear might surprise you. Imagine this for a second. Picture a woman, vibrant, full of life. A woman who once danced at weddings, chased after her grandkids, and took long strolls just to feel the breeze on her face. But she loved her shoes. Loved the way a little heel made her feel dressed up, polished, youthful. For years, she wore them, not the towering stilettos, but small, stylish heels. Just enough to give a little lift. Fast forward a few decades. Now, every step feels wobbly. Her knees ache. Her back aches. She hesitates before stepping off a curb. And she doesn't even realize that the damage started long ago, when she slipped her feet into those beautiful but harmful shoes. You see, when you wear high heels, even a small heel, your body weight shifts forward. The natural alignment of your body gets thrown off balance. Your knees take on extra pressure. Your lower back strains to compensate. Your feet, meant to spread and support your body evenly, are forced into an unnatural angle, one they were never designed to endure. And here's the part nobody talks about. Over time, these small shifts don't stay small. They turn into real problems, joint pain that keeps you up at night. Poor balance that makes every walk feel risky. A higher chance of tripping, stumbling, or even falling. And yet, because the changes happen so slowly, most people never connect the dots. They just accept the aches and pains as old age setting in, when in reality, their beloved footwear has been quietly setting the stage for a dangerous fall. One of the biggest misconceptions out there is believing that only tall, glamorous heels are the problem. But the truth is, even a modest 1-inch or 2-inch heel can be enough to cause damage over time. It's not about looking fashionable. It's about protecting the very foundation that carries you through life. So, what's the smarter, safer choice? Simple. Look for shoes with a heel no higher than 1 inch for everyday wear. Something sturdy. Supportive. Shoes that love your body back, not ones that punish it. Because every step you take should feel strong, steady, and free, not risky. And if you're thinking, well, I don't wear heels much anymore anyway. That's a great start. But don't get too comfortable just yet. Because heels aren't the only hidden danger. There's another type of shoe lurking in many closets, a type that looks perfectly innocent, but could be setting you up for a nasty slip when you least expect it. Let's talk about it. Slippery soles. Picture this. It's a quiet morning. You're making a cup of coffee in the kitchen. The sun is coming through the window, the house is still. You're feeling good, maybe even humming a little tune. You take a step, and suddenly, your foot slides right out from under you. Maybe you catch yourself on the counter. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's just a little scare this time. But the next time? The next time could be the fall that changes everything. Now, here's the thing most people don't realize. As we age, our muscles aren't as quick to react. Our reflexes. Those little automatic movements that catch us when we stumble, they slow down. It's not your fault. It's simply part of how the body changes over time. When you're young, you might slip and laugh it off. But when you're older, even a tiny slip can be serious, leading to bruises, sprains, broken hips, even hospital stays. And yet, many people walk around every day trusting shoes with soles that have long since worn smooth. Shoes that once had great traction, but now, they're as slick as ice. And worse, the damage isn't always obvious at first glance. The tread wears down slowly, just like tires on a car. One day, you're gripping the floor without thinking. The next, you're skating across the kitchen tile without warning. And here's a common trap, telling yourself, these shoes still look fine. They're comfortable. I've had them for years, they're broken in. But comfort isn't the same thing as safety. And broken in often just means worn out. The good news? You can fix this quickly. When shopping for shoes, or checking the ones you already own, always look for non-slip rubber outsoles. The kind with deep tread patterns, not smooth bottoms. Run your hand along the sole. If it feels flat or slick, it's time for a new pair. Your shoes should grip the floor like a good handshake, firm, steady, dependable. Because your safety is worth more than squeezing a few extra months out of an old pair of shoes. And speaking of old shoes, that brings me to a question you might not have asked yourself lately. How long have you been wearing yours? Because sometimes, it's not just the design of the shoe that's the problem. It's the age of the shoe itself. Let's take a closer look. Worn-out shoes. Maybe you've got a favorite pair. You know the ones, they slip on easy, they're soft, they feel like an old friend. You've had them for years. They're molded to your feet just right. You tell yourself, why get rid of something that still feels good? But here's the quiet danger. Comfort doesn't always mean safety. I want you to imagine this, a gentleman named Mr. Harris, 76 years old, still active, still full of life. Every morning, he laced up the same trusted sneakers he'd worn for the past 5 years. They were his good luck shoes, he said. Soft as slippers. Familiar as an old song. But one day, while stepping down his front porch, his ankle twisted. The fall sent him to the hospital with a fractured hip. And when his family checked his shoes later, they realized the truth. The soles had thinned. The cushion had collapsed. The support he thought he had was long gone. You see, even if a shoe still looks good on the outside, on the inside, the materials are quietly breaking down. The padding flattens. The arch support weakens. The shock absorption, that invisible layer that protects your joints with every step, disappears. And you're left walking on nothing but worn fabric and false confidence. The body changes with age. Bones become more fragile, muscles lose strength, but so does your footwear. And most of us don't realize that by clinging to our most comfortable shoes, we might actually be putting ourselves at greater risk. Here's the truth most people never hear: shoes aren't made to last forever. They have an expiration date, just like the milk in your fridge, even if they don't show it on the outside. Experts recommend replacing your everyday shoes every 6 to 12 months depending on how often you wear them. Not just when they fall apart, but when their hidden support systems wear out. Because by the time your feet start hurting, the damage is already done. So next time you reach for that well-worn pair, ask yourself, is this really protecting me? Or am I holding on to something that's holding me back? Comfort is absolutely important. But comfort without support is like a house with a cracked foundation. It might look fine today, but sooner or later, it's going to cause problems. And speaking of comfort. Comfort is important, absolutely. But sometimes, too much of the wrong kind of comfort can come at a painful cost. Picture this: it's a beautiful summer day. The kind of day made for smiles and sunshine. A family, grandparents, kids, grandkids, all heading down to the beach for a day of laughter and sandcastles. The air smells like salt and sunscreen. Everyone's barefoot or wearing light sandals, just enjoying the simple freedom of the day. One woman, let's call her Margaret, slips on her favorite flip-flops. Easy, breezy, no fuss. She's worn them dozens of times. They feel like nothing at all on her feet. And for a while, it's perfect. Until the uneven boardwalk catches the edge of her sandal. Her foot wobbles. She stumbles forward. No chance to catch herself. She falls hard. A dislocated shoulder. A bruised hip. And the beach day? It ends in the emergency room. Now, you might be thinking, it's just flip-flops. Everyone wears them. But here's the thing, flip-flops and loose sandals offer almost no support at all. They leave your heel unstable. Your ankle unsupported. Your toes gripping the shoe just to keep it from flying off. Over time, this forces your body into unnatural walking patterns. Your knees, your hips, your lower back, they all pay the price. It's like trying to balance on a paper plate instead of standing firmly on the ground. And when your reflexes aren't what they used to be, that tiny moment of instability is all it takes to go from a fun afternoon to months of painful recovery. One of the biggest myths is believing that open, airy shoes are the best for aging feet because they're breathable. But breathability means nothing if your safety is hanging by a thread, or in this case, by a flimsy rubber strap. Here's the better choice: look for sandals that cradle your feet securely. Firm soles. Solid heel support. And most importantly, a good, sturdy strap around the back of your heel to keep the shoe snug and stable with every step. You can still enjoy comfort, and yes, you can still let your toes feel the summer breeze. But you deserve shoes that protect you, not shoes that gamble with your health. Because protecting your independence starts from the ground up. Literally. And speaking of shoes that seem harmless, but quietly cause chaos. You might be surprised by the next common footwear mistake: it's hiding in plain sight. Right inside many people's homes. It fools even the most careful among us. Tight or narrow shoes. You might not think of them as dangerous, after all, they're proper, polished, even elegant. But they can cause a world of hidden harm. Picture this with me for a moment. It's Thanksgiving. The house is full, laughter bouncing off the walls, the smell of roasted turkey filling the air. The grandkids are running around, the table is set with extra chairs, and everyone is dressed up just a little bit nicer than usual. And there's Mr. Thompson, 82 years young, proud to still be the sharpest dresser in the family. He's wearing his best pair of dress shoes, the ones he's had for years. Sleek. Shiny. A little tight, but that's just how dress shoes fit, he tells himself. By the time dessert comes around, he's shifting uncomfortably. After the long day, he finally sits down, pulls his shoes off, and his toes are red, swollen, even starting to blister. What started as a day of celebration ends with days of limping, soaking sore feet, and nursing painful blisters. And unfortunately, the dangers go even deeper than just surface discomfort. You see, as we age, circulation naturally slows down. Especially in the feet. Tight shoes squeeze the blood vessels even more, making it harder for blood to flow freely. This can lead to pressure sores, ulcers, and in severe cases, infections that take a long time to heal, sometimes leading to complications that can deeply impact overall health. Wearing tight shoes doesn't just hurt your toes in the moment, it silently stresses your body, setting the stage for much bigger problems down the line. And yet, one of the most common mistakes we make? Prioritizing style over function. Choosing a shoe because it looks sharp, even if it feels wrong. Telling ourselves, it's just for a few hours. But for aging feet, even a few hours of bad pressure can leave lasting scars. Here's something most people don't realize: your feet change shape as you age. They spread. They flatten. Tendons and ligaments stretch out. So the size you wore at 50 might not be the size you need at 70. That's why it's so important to measure your feet regularly, at least once a year. Get them measured properly, not just by guessing or squeezing into what used to fit. Make sure there's enough space in the toe box. Make sure your shoes don't pinch, press, or crowd your toes together. Your shoes should hug your feet gently, not strangle them. Because when your feet are free to move naturally, your whole body moves better, feels better, and stays safer. And finally, there's one more footwear choice we need to talk about, one that many seniors believe is safe and cozy, but in reality, it's one of the most dangerous traps of all. I'm talking about heavy, bulky shoes. Imagine you're out for a simple afternoon stroll. Maybe it's a trip to the local park. Maybe just a walk down the block to visit a neighbor. The sun is warm on your face. The breeze is soft. It should feel easy, light, freeing. But every single step feels like lifting a sack of potatoes. Your legs start to ache halfway down the street. Your knees protest. Your hips feel stiff. And by the time you're halfway home, every ounce of energy has drained from your body. All because of the shoes you trusted to support you. You see, heavier shoes sap your energy far quicker than you realize. Every extra ounce of weight on your feet means more strain with every step. It tires out your muscles faster. It stresses your joints, especially your ankles, knees, and lower back. And when your muscles get tired, your balance suffers. Your reaction time slows. Your risk of stumbling and falling skyrockets. It's like trying to walk through wet cement, you're fighting with every step instead of flowing naturally. And here's where many people go wrong: we often believe that sturdy automatically means safe. We think, the thicker the sole, the tougher the boot, the heavier the shoe, the better protected we'll be. But for seniors, mobility is about efficiency, not excess. You need shoes that move with you, not ones that weigh you down like an anchor. Instead, you want to choose lightweight but supportive footwear, shoes specifically designed for aging feet. Shoes that cushion your steps without dragging you down. Shoes that allow your muscles to work smarter, not harder. Shoes that help you walk farther, feel better, and stay safer. There are incredible options out there today, designed with breathable materials, shock-absorbing soles, and gentle arch support that keeps you energized without sacrificing stability. Because here's the truth, your golden years should be about exploring, enjoying, and embracing life, not sitting at home, exhausted from a 5-minute walk. And now that you know the hidden dangers stealing away your freedom step by step, it's time to shift gears, because there's hope. Real, life-changing hope. Now, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed after hearing about all those dangerous footwear choices, take a deep breath. Because here's the good news, there are powerful, simple solutions within your reach, and they can change your daily life in ways you might not even realize yet. Let's start with the first one, solution number 1, orthopedic shoes. Now, don't let the word orthopedic scare you off. These aren't just for hospitals or special clinics. Modern orthopedic shoes are designed to protect, support, and love your feet, exactly the way they deserve. They offer features like wide toe boxes to prevent cramping, cushioned soles that absorb shock, and firm heel support that keeps you stable with every step. The best part? They don't have to look clunky or boring anymore. Today's orthopedic options are stylish, lightweight, and made specifically for senior foot health and long-term mobility. Think of them like a tailor-made suit, but for your feet. They fit better, feel better, and help you move better. And speaking of tailor-made, solution number 2, custom insoles. Your feet are unique, no two are exactly alike. And over time, with aging, arthritis, or even little injuries we might forget about, our pressure points shift. That's why those one-size-fits-all insoles just don't cut it anymore. Custom insoles are like personal pillows for your soles. They cradle your arches, relieve pressure on sensitive spots, and encourage better posture from the ground up. Less pressure means less pain. Better alignment means better balance. And better balance means fewer falls, more freedom. Custom insoles slip right into your favorite pair of supportive shoes, quietly doing the heavy lifting to keep you moving comfortably all day long. And now, one of my favorite game changers. Solution number 3, Velcro or easy closure shoes. Now I know what you might be thinking, Velcro? Isn't that just for kids' shoes? Not anymore. Velcro and easy closure designs have been reinvented for seniors who value their independence. If you've ever struggled with tiny shoelaces, fumbled with stiff zippers, or needed help just to get your shoes on in the morning, you know how frustrating and disheartening that can feel. Velcro closures eliminate all that struggle. One simple pull, snug, secure, done. No knots. No bending over for long periods. No risking a fall because a shoelace came undone. For those living with arthritis, hand tremors, or any dexterity challenges, easy closure shoes are pure freedom. They give you back control over one of the most basic, yet powerful, parts of your day, getting up, getting dressed, and getting out into the world on your own terms. And when you combine these 3 life-changing choices, orthopedic support, custom comfort, and easy access, you're not just choosing better footwear. You're choosing a better life. One step, one stroll, one joyful day at a time. And trust me, you deserve nothing less. You know, losing the ability to move freely doesn't usually happen overnight. It sneaks up on you. It starts with little things, a stumble here, a sore knee there, a growing hesitation to step outside on a sunny afternoon. It starts with small, overlooked choices, like the shoes we slip on without a second thought each morning. The very foundation of our freedom, our movement, our adventures, it's built, quite literally, from the ground up. And when we ignore our foundation, even with the best intentions, the life we once lived, the walks with grandkids, the trips to the farmer's market, the morning strolls through the garden, can slowly start slipping away. Not because we're too old, but because we didn't know better. Until now. But here's where everything changes. Because now, you are armed with powerful knowledge. You know the hidden dangers. You know what to look out for. And more importantly, you know what small, smart choices can make a world of difference. This isn't about fear. This is about freedom. It's about choosing shoes that work for you, not against you. It's about protecting your balance, your strength, your independence, with every single step you take. It's about saying, I'm not going to sit on the sidelines because of something preventable. So, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at your shoes? Not just if they matched your outfit, but if they truly supported the life you want to keep living? I want to invite you, today, to do something simple but powerful. Go check your closet. Pick up those shoes you wear all the time. Are they lifting you up, or weighing you down? Could one small change, just one, be the secret to living more boldly, more safely, and more joyfully in your golden years? Because you deserve that. You deserve more long walks without fear. More family outings without hesitation. More mornings waking up knowing you can move freely and confidently, wherever your heart wants to go. It's not about giving anything up. It's about giving yourself more. More freedom. More laughter. More living. And the beautiful truth is, it all starts with one simple step forward. The right step. The strong step. The step that says, my best years are still ahead of me. And it begins, right under your feet. Now, if you're feeling inspired, don't stop here. Take a moment today to check your shoes. Look for those hidden dangers we talked about, the worn soles, the too tight fit, the slippery bottoms that may have seemed harmless yesterday but could pose a risk tomorrow. Treat your feet like the foundation they are, strong, reliable, and worthy of care. And when you make even one change, when you swap out that worn-out pair for something supportive, when you strengthen those balancing muscles, when you take charge of your safety, celebrate it. Celebrate it because every good choice builds a bridge to a future where you're living life on your own terms, with vitality and pride. This community here, Elderly Wisdom Guide, is all about walking that path together. Here, you're never alone. You're among friends who believe that every year lived should be a badge of honor, and that thriving, not just surviving, is your birthright. So, keep that spirit alive. Keep asking questions. Keep sharing your wins, big or small, because your story, your journey, your voice matters. When you comment, when you like, when you subscribe, you're not just supporting this channel. You're building a movement, one where wisdom leads the way, and fear is left far behind. And before you go, promise yourself one thing: be kind to your body today. Appreciate the amazing things it has carried you through. And if today wasn't perfect, if you stumbled, if you forgot, that's okay. Tomorrow is a fresh start. Every sunrise is another chance to walk stronger, to live smarter, to feel better. Thank you for trusting me to be part of your journey. I'm honored to walk alongside you, to cheer for you, and to learn with you. You are not alone. You are part of something powerful, a community that believes in growing, healing, and thriving at every stage of life. Until next time, my friends, stay wise, stay strong, and above all, stay hopeful. There's so much good ahead, and I can't wait to see you there.